Hey everybody, I trust everybody is well. I'm loving your feedback. I'm loving your comments. You really encourage me and I'm so glad. I'm here again with Cathy and we're going to continue a conversation on citizenship and culture and all things governance. So sit back, enjoy and relax. And my name is Angie Murenga and you're watching Just Angie. Hey Cathy.
Hey Angie.
You're doing good?
Yes, I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Awesome, my dear. So let's continue the conversation on citizenship and being a citizen of this nation. We stopped where you said that we need to pray for our leaders, submit to them, and there was one more, respect them.
Respect them.
Yes.
And you will realize that part of the praying for them is a standalone almost.
Yes.
And the reason we do that is because when you're praying for someone, you're actually never ever praying bad things.
Yes, yes. You're actually demonstrating your compassion. Yes, ideally.
Ideally, you're supposed to be loving them, even if you don't feel like they are lovable. You're telling God, look, I could beat this person up, but Lord, please just work with them.
And you know, for me, that really makes sense because the idea, I like saying it, sometimes I say even to my leaders, thank you for loving me even when I was unlovable, you know, because I've been through a process. Some of them have been with them for a long time. And I do realize there are times when I am unlovable, but people still pray. They just say, this woman, just leave her for now. But they're still, you know, they're able to pray for you. And I think that's something that every leader needs. Yes. Because it's not easy also to be a leader. It isn't, you know. And until you've stepped into somebody's shoes, then you may not understand. Yeah.
And probably, just to digress a little bit, the reason why we don't even realize that it is hard work being a leader is because some of the times as a citizen, you don't want to consider that you are in a leadership position of the area
where you
that you're stepping
you
in.
are responsible for you, where you are every day. When you wake up in your household, go to work or in your community, you're a leader there. I love that. So that's something I've been trying to do for long.
Last week I was driving to Nakuru and along the highway I met, you know, traffic policemen. And this guy stops, although that's a very odd one because he had a gun. And he asks me, habari madam? And I say, mzuri sana. And he says, unaelekea wapi, where are you off to? And I said where I was going. And then he looks inside the car. And then I ask him, what's up, boss? Then he tells me, no, you're not, you're the boss and I am not the boss.
That's amazing.
And I remember telling him, no, within the confines of this car, I am the boss.
But where you are?
I am the one with the steering wheel. But where you are, you're the boss. I can't carry your gun for you. I cannot execute your tasks for you. So you are in a position of leadership there. I am in a position of leadership when I am driving.
You must have encouraged him.
And so he looks at me and he touches his gun and he says, actually, you're right.
Yes.
And so that's the thing, I think, back to the citizen, that we don't realize. That we are also a leader where we are.
Yes.
I don't know why we attribute leadership to being a position
and a
title,
some finances,
or some resources like a sitting allowance and a big car and a telephone and an iPad.
We were actually talking before you come here because we know where you live. Okay, you live in Geneva, but we were saying in some of those nations, nobody knows who's the president, who's the mayor. The guy is on the subway with everybody else, has no convoy, has no special. We don't even know him.
He cycles to work.
Yeah, he cycles to work. But that's serving. He wants to serve the nation. We need to. One of the things that we're going to have to wean off Kenyans is this big title, big position, big car, big office. We've got to get off that story.
Yeah.
Because we have got to serve people. And recognition.
Yes.
Nobody needs to know you.
No.
Yeah, you just need to do what you need to do. And you're waking up the passion, because I'm always saying people need to lead without a title. Yeah. One of the things I tell people I do, and even if I try to refuse to do it, I will. I walk into supermarkets and I start closing fridges. The supermarket does not belong to me.
No.
But why are the fridge open? It's a freezer kwanza.
Yes.
So things are going to melt. So I just close them. Absolutely. If I walk into somewhere there, I think I walked into even a church compound and I found the tap running. I put it off. I don't care who left the tap on. I'm just going to put it off. Yes. So, you know, just finding yourself in every situation being a leader. Like one of the things that annoys me the most, honestly, it gets my temperature up, is throwing things out of the window.
Out of the moving car.
First of all, I say, I even start now, Father help me, because who blessed you with that car? You even have a car. Why did God bless that car? Who's going to take care of that rubbish when you throw something out of the window? So every time we travel, thank God, you see, that's the thing we talk about our children.
Yes.
Even out there, they know we have a
traveling bag.
A trash bag.
Trash bag.
Put your trash in there. When we get where we're going to go, we're going to throw it away.
Yes.
And people think that's simple. It's not simple. Just doing that basic thing.
Yes. Yes.
Is adding to leadership.
Yes. Now
adding to integrity.
Yeah.
What are you doing where you are? When I refuse to pay a bribe, I've taken a position.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do it.
Exactly. And you will realize that the guy who's on the other end will look at you and think and feel very sheepish that they were even asking
for the bribe.
And back to the trash.
I hate the trash thing.
That is a pet peeve for me. You're on Nakuru Road and somebody in a matatu throws out an empty yogurt,
bottle or
an
yogurt
empty
container,
yogurt Tetra Pak. And so it lands on your windshield. It splatters what is left of the of the yogurt. You're left trying to wipe stale milk off. You could have an accident. And number two, if you were to follow up and use Kenya Revenue Authority statistics, you will find that not everybody pays their taxes. So somebody is saying that the government needs to be cleaning up the paper.
But they don't even pay their tax.
But they're not even paying their taxes. So one wonders why there is a disconnect between the government. It's like it's an amorphous, fluffy thing that hangs somewhere in the air, and then the rest of us are here grounded. But back to our citizens and the conversation that we need to be having as Kenyans is, what is the antithesis of a good citizen? If you go back scripturally, you will find that God doesn't like complainers.
He doesn't. Hey, guys were mumbling and gabbling. He waited for a whole generation to die. That's scary, actually. A whole generation to die, except Caleb and Joshua. Because they were mumbling and grumbling. But we are grumblers. Even me, I know sometimes I'll get into it, then I'll have to check myself, yeah?
Yes.
Because we start asking for leeks and onions. Who told you to deliver us? Who told you to save us?
We don't
care. Yeah, I want
salmon.
And then the same people who
are from countries, and you're thinking. So that is the one thing that as citizens we need to be asking ourselves.
But yes, Kenyans are serious complainers and serious murmurers.
We want a good leader, but as a citizen, how am I contributing to that leadership? Because chances are, if I am a complainer now and you give me a position, all you have done is amplify my complaining. All you have done is amplify every nasty thing. And you know, we are told to guard our hearts because
out from of our hearts come flow the issues of life.
So can you imagine the grumbler going to be given a big car and an office, and what will happen is that the bile that they have inside just amplifies. So that's one thing about bad citizenship.
Why do we choose the leaders that we choose? Because I think we choose some very bad leaders.
I think that they are reflective of who we are.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when you get into, if you get into an, if you go for a cocktail, and you stand at the door, you're likely to approach, and you don't know anybody. Okay. You're likely to approach the person who looks closest to you.
Okay.
Whatever you is in
maybe
your mind,
makes you
your
feel
perception.
Peaceful.
Yes. Or probably the one who looks the calmest.
Okay.
Or the one who looks the harmlessest. So basically what you're doing is projecting your feelings, your insecurities, and everything else, and then picking somebody who you think would address whatever it is. So your question is, why do we select the leaders that we do? Because they are a reflection of us.
Ourselves.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it brings it to a point. There's a place like, I think I was just having debate, and there was this person who purportedly is said to have stolen a lot of money, but that person was elected in the elections.
Yes.
And I mean, I was in shock. I was like, sometimes I get shocked that I start laughing because I'm like, so why did they vote that person? I want to know the thinking behind. Somebody has been accused of something, but you elected them as a candidate. But even our own, when was it that even our president and our deputy had a problem with the Hague? And I remember Mutai sitting on Guni and telling people, let me tell you, these guys, Kenya is going to elect these people. Everybody was like, no way, there is no way. But sometimes I think we side with the underdog. For that one, we just want to side with, maybe we thought these people have been treated unfairly. But I wonder why. I wonder whether is the thinking that maybe this money they took or purportedly took, because it hasn't been proven, is it going to trickle down to us? What's the thinking?
I speculate. And I think this would make a really good academic study. I've always wondered why our political systems and our electoral systems are so far behind and so far from evolution when you consider how technologically advanced we are. For me, there's a bit of a disconnect, yes. But I think that one of the reasons why we choose how we choose is that we're choosing something that is a reflection. Somewhere in there is something that we identify with. Number two, especially in the situation where you have had people who have a past that has been spotted once or twice with a scandal of some sort, usually financial.
We usually love those people.
Probably because they got away with it.
Okay. So we would like to do something like that, yes, and get away with it
exactly.
as well.
So as twisted as it is, I think it is a classic case of, is it called Stockholm Syndrome, where you have somebody who has abducted you and then you get an affinity to them such that when it is time to be released from their prison, you don't want to go because you're attached. Sometimes I think it's something that's a little bit like that. But now, the second part of a bad citizen is the one who goes questioning authority.
Okay. And these days, what you're questioning, I think I've already talked about it before in another video, but the one thing I hate is the people who abuse people, especially even, let me start with the president. You cannot abuse the president, yeah? You cannot, there's a very, it's a very disrespectful way of doing things, you know? And then now they do it on social media, Isitoshe. So that is on your record forever. We can never scrap that story, you know? I mean, it's completely, that's what I find too much, you know? I think even we have a culture of people who don't say much, like the generation of my parents. Them, they just watch. But I think they have wisdom. They watch, so they don't entangle themselves in things that will get them into problems. So they watch. So it's wisdom, yeah? Wisdom is first you watch, you know? When you're a young whippersnapper, I'm always telling out there, you have a lot of fire and energy. She makes some statements, I just look at her. And I say, I will pray for her, because that one, only time will tell you, will show
whether you are.
That is not the way we are going, yeah? But I hate the disrespect to the president and the disrespect to leaders in authority.
And God is very clear about that. Whether we believe in him or not, he's very, very clear.
About the consequences
of doing that. And you saw them when Korah, the son of Izhar, when he started questioning Moses and Aaron, saying, these guys have been too much in the leadership, they've been there too long. And so before we could blink, Aaron's rod was not only with a bud,
it was
even
overnight. And God has a habit of doing that, of the leader that you don't want. Because even, let me talk about even myself as a pastoral leader, even sometimes with spiritual authorities, people wonder, this woman, maybe it was something that you don't really agree with, but you don't understand why God keeps causing their rod to bud, but it's because it's his assignment. They are pursuing his assignment, you know, and you need to understand that fact as well. And then, because I want us to end and go to and maybe come back and continue this conversation, but I'm thinking, you know, when you said that we gravitate to we're projecting who we are, you know, I was thinking this respect thing, a lot of people, from what I see, don't even respect their parents.
You're getting it.
So that's exactly where even this thing is coming from, you know. You know me, I will eat you with my teeth, and you know, I don't have time. You know, I came from the old school. Our parents, even that beating, that discipline, it has really helped us. Honest to God, like, let me talk for myself. It has helped. When we're going through it, we hated it. And the Bible says so. The Bible says no one going through discipline loves it. But when it bears fruit,
the outcome,
it will bear fruit, you know. So sometimes having these crazy African parents is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Because it will keep you in check, and there are things that you know, even if the parent is long gone, this cannot come out of my mouth.
You will be saying
So I feel even the disrespect is still coming from those units that we said, that are family units, that we are allowing our children to get away with murder, get away with them talking to us how they want, responding to us the way they want. So when they come out and there's authority, they do the same thing. But unfortunately, it's even going to catch up with them, even in the workplace. I'm always saying, the people I counsel, I said, number one, in the marketplace, it will cause you problems because you won't keep a job. But the more serious outcome, it could end you up in jail.
Absolutely.
You could end up incarcerated behind the four walls of a prison. Just because of lacking respect.
For authority.
Yes.
So we've got it.
You're watching Just Angie. I hope you've enjoyed that conversation. And we'll be yet back again with another conversation on governance, citizenship, and culture. God bless you. Bye-bye.